Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in and welcome. There's been a lot of chaos, controversy, speculation, just a lot of news in general that I've been covering on this channel because I give you guys the inside scoop in the world of precious metals on a daily basis. But I just wanted to get back, make a good old fashioned silver bull video. Why the price of silver is so bullish in the next coming year, even. Citibank, a bank, which are usually bullish on precious metals prices, calling $100 silver in the next year. This is interesting because a lot of people respect and trust this source. So it's going to bring a lot of new eyes over to the precious metals world. Also, Goldman Sachs and a lot of other people are also very bullish on precious metals, rightfully so. So I think things are going to get interesting. I think precious metals are going to stay in the spotlight. So if you do enjoy this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, because I do post daily videos. You do not want to be blindly investing into any market, any type of investment. You got to be informed. You got to understand what's happening, and that's why you got to be subscribed to my channel, or at least a channel like mine. Let's jump into this article, though. So, despite recent pullback, the silver price has performed strongly through 2020, rising more than 35% and driving a similarly robust performance from the handful of silver-focused stocks on the ASX. So, first things first, right? First things first. There's a reason why Citi's calling out $100 silver. We're going to dive into this in a second, but I always got to give a disclaimer. Silver's not going to reach $100 tomorrow, and if anyone's saying that, do not listen to them. Unsubscribe from them. That's a silver pumper. Realistically, we're going to see $100 silver in the next 3-5 years, and that's minimal, right? That's at the minimum. Citi calling $100 within the next year, that's pretty bullish. That's a very broad statement. It's a very risky thing to say the least, especially for someone who's a pretty reputable source. Now, I could understand $50 silver, right? There's a lot of similarities we'll probably talk about in a second, but a lot of similarities in 2008, which led to $50 silver. So we'll compare that, but let's keep moving on. So broadly, the sentiment around silver remains positive in anticipation of further global economic stimulus. Of course, stimulus, trillions of dollars, and that's going to hurt the dollar. Obviously going to be bullish for precious metals, especially since Biden won $3 trillion, maybe even more, and then even more trillions going to green energy, which is also going to affect silver because silver is used as the solar panels in that green energy. So demand for silver is going to be up. And that's definitely something to pay attention to. If you missed my videos I posted yesterday, those are two critical videos you have to watch. As an investor into gold and silver, you have to watch those two videos I posted yesterday. They are vital for investing. I'm not even saying that just to say it. I'm not saying that because I want you to watch a video to get more views. I'm being serious. So I like how they also said economic stimulus and industrial activity, which is also going hand in hand with the green energy and solar panels, which need silver. No one has been quite as bullish on the commodity as Citi, though. In its September Global Commodities Quarterly, the investment bank said it could see $40 an ounce silver within 6 to 12 months, upside cases of $50 an ounce, even $100 an ounce based on technical analysis. The silver price is hovering around $25 mark this week. So here's a quote from them. We see the investment-led deficit in silver continuing in 2021, with the call on silver stocks driven prices up to $30 an ounce over the next 3 to 4 months, up to $40 an ounce over the next 6 to 12 months. So $30 in the next 3 to 4 months, that's a pretty serious number to say. And I don't mean serious as like a crazy high price. I mean it's a serious number as in we need to pay attention to, because if it does break through that $30 an ounce, that resistance that it did not get in August, a lot of people are going to pay attention. In the next 3 to 4 months, a lot of stuff is also about to happen, right? We have the stimulus. Things are going to be settling down from the election, but we also have the pandemic that's worsening. Numbers are increasing faster and more than ever. So since the case for silver is in part dependent on investment demand, some portion of the investment community looks at the market's technicals. And investment demand, not only big business from 5G, solar panels, electric vehicles, also individual investors like you and I, if the price starts going higher, are going to start trying to get a slice of the silver pie. Most people buy silver when the price starts rising. I know that's silly. You're supposed to buy it before it starts rising. You're supposed to buy it at 25 and sell it at 50. Most people will start buying it at 30, 40, 50. I know it's silly, but that's the truth. So there's going to be a lot of money going into silver over the next 5 years. In our silver bull case, 20% probability, we see prices rising to $50 an ounce by mid-2021 on the back of further substantive policy easing and relatively rapid global growth recovery, sharply declining U.S. real rates, and strong silver investment demand. And right now, actually, precious metals are down right now, and that's for one reason in particular, and it's actually a pretty good reason, because the drug company, what are they called? Pfizer, they found a 90% cure rate for the virus. People, and the thing is, though, there's more to the story than that. People heard that title right there, automatically got hopeful. They started thinking the end is near. But there's more to the story. There's only 50 million doses, and that's a very small amount of doses for a global pandemic. And there's going to be certain regulations and stuff along that line as well. So it's looking like our best hope is still whatever Biden's going to come up with in the beginning of the year, which is still starting over from what we've already been working on. So I still don't see any end is near type of situation for that. So Citi's take on silver came after Goldman Sachs advised investors to dump the US dollar and buy the precious metal instead. And here's the thing. Here is a very important tidbit of information I'm about to give you guys. America's broke. $27 trillion in debt. Potentially another $13 trillion, which is half of the all-time debt accumulated, is about to get dropped this year. And I say $13 trillion for this reason, and this reason only. Biden is throwing $3 trillion in stimulus. McKinsey posted an article. I made this video 3 days ago. You can go check it. McKinsey posted a whole thing on his website talking about this $10 trillion repair plan. Now, this isn't just for the United States. It is on a global scale, but most countries are throwing smaller. Like Germany's throwing pretty high. Some countries are throwing bigger. Some countries are throwing smaller. Obviously, America's putting in a lot. But the whole point is this. We don't have $3 trillion. We don't have $5 trillion. We don't even have $1 trillion. We don't have any money to give out because America's $27 trillion in debt. The only reason America's the richest country is because we own the most gold. Our fiat money, though, is worthless. 98% of the dollar's original purchasing power is gone. 44% of that has been decreased in the last 20 years. Things are getting rapidly worse. And that's scary because the USD is the world's reserve currency, right? So if the dollar collapses, then everyone across the globe that's depending on the US dollar strength will also collapse. So Biden has made climate change one of his central issues of his campaign. Among the initiatives he has been proposed in funding solar panels and other renewable energy sources for public housing. With its conductive properties, silver is a key element in the manufacture of solar panels. This application is estimated to account for approximately 20% of the world's yearly industrial silver consumption. That's a big chunk, especially moving forwards as it gets bigger. The operation's going to get bigger. The production's going to get heavier. But regardless of the election result, at the time of writing this, it appeared Democrats would claim victory. And this is also something I want to say. Regardless of who won, candidate A or B or C or D, this is stuff that's way beyond a president that can fix, right? A president can't fix this stuff. $27 trillion cannot be fixed. The way the dollar is headed cannot be fixed. And the worst part is, these guys aren't even trying to fix it. They're making it worse. They're throwing more money. So, and it's a stimulus check is great. A lot of people out of work. It's great that they're getting a quick buck, but at what cost, right? Right now it's great, but at what cost? And I promise you in the long run, it might not be worth it. Silver Mines is nearing the pointy end of approvals process with this 100% owned Bowden's Silver Project in central New South Wales, the largest undeveloped silver deposit in Australia. In late May, the company lodged its development application and environmental impact statement for Bowden's with the NSW government, which subsequently received a resounding endorsement from the public following an 8-week exhibition period. In parallel with negotiating approval, Silver Mines have been working on optimism results of a 2018 feasibility study incorporating a higher silver price, as well as conducting a further drilling to identify higher grade zones and mineralization at Bowdens that may support an underground mining scenario beyond the planned open pit. So it looks like they're focusing more on silver. And actually, I've already read through this article, and they mention that especially North America. We'll cover that, and then I'll share my opinion after. So, the feasibility study has the mine producing around 3.4 million ounces of silver, which is it's a good amount. I mean, we're hundreds of millions of ounces in the hole over the last 7 years, but that's still a good amount. 6,900 tons of zinc and 5,100 tons of lead for an initial 16 years. The estimated capital cost was $246 million. Funding for Bowdens is likely to come from North America, where there's a deeper understanding of the silver market and royalty streaming companies offering an alternative source of development finance. Seems like, see, these miners, they don't care about the consequences of not digging up silver when we need it. They don't care. They're going to try to put, they're trying to put a pretty penny in their pocket, and rightfully so. Think about it. If you're a miner, why would you look for something that's 80 times cheaper than something else? Gold is 80 times, or 78, whatever, times more valuable than silver. So why would they focus their time on silver when gold is going to make them a lot more money? Makes sense, right? So silver's found by accident. A lot of silver is hard to find, too. It's scarce. So it only makes sense. So here's Investigator Resources. Claims its Paris Silver Project in South Australia's Gawler Creighton, which has an estimated resource of 9.3 million tons. Contains silver and highest grade non-byproduct silver project in Australia. So I'm not really gonna keep going on to this. They're just talking about mining stuff. If you wanna read on, links in the description, stockhead.com. But here's the point. Things are gonna get much worse before they get better. I can guarantee silver's price is going to be higher, at least for some time, because the dollar is going to be hurt so bad from the stimulus. Not only that, though, after the stimulus is put out, then there's more money from the green energy, and then there goes the demand from the solar panels. If silver price starts rising, and people like you and I that are trying to get a slice of the silver pie, 5G towers, electric vehicles, and new things, new discoveries. There's new discoveries every day. Scientists look at silver as a gold mine, pun intended. I just made a video on that 3-4 days ago. There's a lot of stuff happening in every scenario, every situation, regardless who won the election. It's looking bullish for precious metals, regardless of who won, regardless everything that's happening, every single situation, every possibility is going to be bullish for precious metals. Now, what I was talking about earlier is 2008 credit crisis was, that's the closest thing to what we're going through now. $9 silver led to $50 silver. Today, $11 silver in March. So we had similar, very low silver prices, weirdly low silver prices, right? That's very low for, the time of how far we are along, especially looking at how weak the dollar is. So, anyways, beside my point, 2008 credit crisis, recession/depression, $1 billion stimulus, $50 silver 3 years later, 2011. $1 billion stimulus, right? Nowadays, we have $1 trillion stimulus and trillions of dollars of stimulus. So back then was billion, now it's $1 trillion stimulus, a global pandemic, and a controversial U.S. election. And not only that, money getting thrown into green energy, which is also pushing silver demand higher with 5G and electric vehicles. So if back then that led silver to $50, imagine what it could lead silver today. $1 billion back then hurt the dollar pretty good. That led to $50 silver. Imagine, since things are so much more extreme now, where that could lead silver today. $50 back then, it could be a lot higher today. If you want to talk about crazy silver prices, we're living in crazy times, so expect the unexpected. I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button. I have more content coming always working on videos for you guys, keeping you guys in the loop, give you guys the inside scoop. If you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.